they went to court. It was a hung jury. Why was it a hung jury? Because the one black man that was on the damn jury, oh, I just can't believe it. I just need more evidence. So I mean, what is that about? You can clearly see what's going on, family. They use us to do fucked up, harmful shit to us so that then you can't say it's racist. But family, come on now. We know that black people have been forced to work in the interest of white supremacy from slavery time. Like, come on now, family. We know about black people that was given the whip to whip your ass, the overseers. Well, come on now. We know about what's a meritorious manumission where you was rewarded to tell on another one of us that was trying to get away. Like, we know about these things. We so when you see it now, it's like it just shouldn't be that shocking, because realistically, when you look at Obama, right, that we love so much, and I'm sorry, family, but Obama is not your friend. Okay, he's a very smooth character. Okay, I know you love Michelle and all that. They're not your friends. Okay, just think about it. You can't even be the president of the United States if you're not down with the occult. So you know damn well that Obama is not your friend. Obama had it's not a big thing, really led the charge against Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi. Like, that should tell you right there that Obama is not the friend of black people as a whole. You know what I mean? He's put in there to do exactly what he did, which is put us to sleep, period. You know what I mean? And look at it. While Obama was in office, wasn't it just racial attack after racial attack? I'm talking about it was back to back to back. Shit, Trayvon Martin. I mean, the list is crazy. All happened under Obama's watch. And Obama never really did anything about it. Let's just keep it a million. And this is another thing, with this whole, because a lot of black people say shit like, well, he's not the president of, just black America. He's the president of all America. That's illogical, family. You know what I mean? No disrespect to anyone who's ever said that, but that's just illogical. That's not how politics works. You are a part of his constituency, and you have unique needs. So just like if the gay community vote for him, right? They want to know, what is he going to do specifically for them? Yeah, he's the president of all America, but America is a conglomerate of different groups. So he has to address these different groups differently because they all have different needs. You can't address the gay people or the immigrants, or you can't address them the same way you would address the black community, because we got a different set of problems. So we need unique attention. And what's so sad about that is it's like we've been beat down so much that it's like we believe we don't even deserve the unique attention. When it's crazy, because, family, how do you think we got into this fucking mess that we in anyway? We in this mess because they specifically targeted us. Okay? They specifically said black people was 3/5 of the human. Okay, the policies specifically were designed for us. But see, what they did was they switched up their tactic, where I'm gonna say around the 60s, they would create a policy that was really designed for us. But the whole thing would be they wouldn't say it directly. You know what I mean? And, supposedly Richard Nixon said something like, we know what the problem is. The problem is the blacks. The key is to devise a system that addresses that without appearing to do so. Which is the game, family. That is the game. The game is to attack you without making it look like they're attacking you. That is the game. Read the 48 Laws of Power, family. That is the game that they're playing. Stop reading the 48 Laws of Power as some kind of book that you should follow behind, because that's not what it's for. That's for you can understand your enemy, because that's the way they think. We should know, we as African people, that's not even our type of shit. The first couple pages of the book tell you, you can't even be no kind of concerned with morality. You got to throw morality and righteousness out the window. So we should know automatically that's not for us. That's not who we are. All right, it's crazy. I was just watching Shaka Zulu a few hours ago, and what's interesting and is crazy is one of the, big things about Shaka Zulu is he was like one of the, he was the first, African warrior in that area that actually wanted to kill people in war. Before that, the so-called battles in war was more like ceremonious type of thing. They'll dance and try to humiliate the other, and they didn't want to kill you. Like, it was a big thing. That's who we are, family. We are peaceful people. We are moral. We are righteous people in our essence. That's who we are. So the 40 laws of power, that's not for us to apply to our actual life. That's for you to understand the bullshit that we're being controlled by. And what I'm saying is that whole thing of, like they say in the book, hide your hand in a velvet glove. That's what the liberals and the Democrats are, family. It's the velvet glove with the knife in it. They're stabbing the shit out you. And you smiling like, yeah, I think I'm gonna vote for you next year. No, family. Now, I'm not saying to vote for the conservatives. Like I said earlier, they're both fucking on the same team. It's a game. All of this shit is a game. But this is the thing. Realistically, black people would be able to get more out of voting. Because let me make this clear. Voting in an effective, conscious way when we know what we want and we know what we asking for could be more effective. I'm not gonna say it'll be the end all be all to us being able to get out of this situation, but it will help. Because understand, family, like a lot of us talk about black economic empowerment and group economics, but you can't do that without the political system being conducive to you doing that. Because understand, if you want to open up a business, there's all kind of licenses and all kind of bureaucratic shit, bureaucracy shit that you got to go through. You know what I mean? So you have to be, in tune with the political system, especially the local political system, but the political system in general, to be able to make that work. But the thing is this. What this is what's going on. We voting for all these people based on we think that they are friends and they're against the people that's against us. And we don't even ask for nothing in return. You know what I mean? We don't even have a black agenda that we can go to them with so that we can say, all right, look, if you're talking about doing this, you're talking about, redistributing some resources, and family, don't never let them make you think that you in the wrong for saying that that's what needs to happen. Because the reason why we're poor, to put it simply, the reason why black people are fucked up and poor and have a lack of resources is because the resources were maldistributed in the first place. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother video, but that's just the facts of it, family. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. The resources were maldistributed. So when you say we need to correct that, we need to repair that, or we need reparations, don't let them shame you into thinking that you're wrong. And that's another thing. Do any of these liberal Democrats, including Obama, support reparations? No, none of them. You'd be surprised to know how many reparations are still being paid out to Jewish people. You'd be disgusted, matter of fact. Fuck surprised. You'd be disgusted. Okay? And that's fucked up because this is a fact, family. And there's books out here. There's a good book called by Edward Baptiste. It's called The Half That Was Never Told. The book is about how the American economy literally was built off of slavery, of cotton. Haven't you heard the statement, cotton is king? Where do you think that come from? Okay, this whole economy was literally built off of free labor. And what happened to the wealth that was generated from the slavery? They didn't never give it back to us. So where did it go? They kept it to themselves. And they systematically kept it in their own hands. And understand, family, that up until the 60s, you wasn't even allowed to participate in the economy at all. They fake let you do it now if you play the game, but you wasn't allowed to do it at all back then. So they kept the resources after slavery, right? And then they made it so that you couldn't get any wealth. You couldn't build any wealth. Anytime we try to build wealth, they destroyed it, like Black Wall Street. A lot of the people don't understand, a lot of us don't know, most of these hangings and lynchings and shit was economically based. You know what I mean? Them trying to basically stop, say, a black grocery store owner, or, you know what I mean, a black, whatever store owner from, having too much market share. But that's a whole nother conversation too. Okay, Ida B. Wells explained that eloquently in her, in her literature. So, family, listen. we would be better off with this whole voting thing. We would be better off just completely not voting, showing them that we don't even believe in this shit for like however long it took, so that then they would have to then come to us and say, okay, well, y'all not voting, what do y'all want? And then because we didn't got our shit together consciously, then we say, okay, now this is what we want. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to create our own party, which I think that's actually the logical way to do it. We need to put our money together. We need to come up with our own lobbying, you know what I mean, pack. You know what I mean? And we need to create our own political party. If we're gonna talk about participating in this political system, we got to do it intelligently, family. You know, no disrespect to anyone, but just voting for these liberal Democrats that in effect are not good for us, just blindly, that is not intelligent, family. It's just not. It's not. Okay? And telling someone that they can't complain because they're not voting, just cut that out. We need to cut that out. That's just not real, family. Like, you know what I mean? Because honestly, genuinely, from what I see, it seems like the people that are more invested in this, you know, black empowerment thing are the ones that's talking about not voting. It's the ones who's not really that invested in it that's pushing this. If you don't vote, then shame on you. It's like, that's, you know, because you still taking cues from BET and, you know, you still believe in this shit. You still don't see through the bullshit yet. Get rid of your ego, family. We all have to just get rid of our ego. I struggle with it. You know what I mean? Like everyone, just, you know, I'm not above the people. I'm of the people. So I'm not saying this to chastise us or anything. Don't take this wrong. But listen, we got to get rid of the ego, family. And we got to just start wanting to know the truth of shit. And the truth of the shit is that the liberal Democrats are not your friend. They're just using you for votes. You see fucking all of a sudden, all the entertainers become conscious when it's time to vote. You see it on BET, rock the vote, rock the vote. You ain't going to see them put Hidden Colors up there. Okay, once again, you know BET is controlled by Viacom. So we know we should already question everything that comes from BET should be in question. Okay, how the fuck was Hidden Colors not on BET? It's the most successful black fucking history documentary ever, and it's not on black entertainment television? Like, what is up with that? Like, family, it's not difficult to understand. It's really simple. Okay, something that is actually good for us, they will not put it up there. They will come to you with this fake ass like they're on your side, and they're really not. They're really pushing things that are destroying us. Period. You know what I mean? You know, start, because fuck, don't just watch my video. Listen, there's so many, brothers and sisters out there that are just like a damn library damn near. Dr. Claude Anderson. Go check out what he think about voting. Dr. Boyce Watkins. Go check out what he think about voting. Tariq Nasheed. Go look at what he think about voting. I would even say I seen the black sister, Paris, was it Paris Milton or fucked up. Paris Milton or something like that. Go check her out. You know what I mean? Like she got a lot of, she's a very bright sister. She see through a lot of this bullshit. The feminism and everything. You know what I mean? Like, go start listening, to those of us that are experts in this. You see what I'm saying? Dr. Umar Johnson. One person you definitely need to listen to, Dr. Amos Wilson. Go back and listen to Dr. Amos Wilson. You know what I mean? If you're gonna sit here and tell me that me not voting gives me the right to not complain, well, this is what I have to say about that. You know what I mean? I don't agree with that, but what I definitely can tell you for a fact is that if you're not reading about this topic, you don't really have the right to complain. If you're not studying this topic, if you don't treat this shit like you in college, okay? If you don't really get deep into the shit, you don't have the right to say nothing. It's because you faking. And we all seen those people, man, that 364 days out the year, they don't talk about nothing conscious. But all of a sudden, when it's voting time, now all of a sudden, you miss goddamn black empowerment. Like, cut the phone and shit out, family. We gotta cut that out. Like, we gotta cut that out. Get over your ego. If you really, really care about black empowerment for real, read about it. Read about our history. Understand it. Really dig deep into it. And not only from the internet. You got to read books. You see what I'm saying? You got to really study this stuff. There's some books that I would suggest. Read Dr. Claude Anderson, Black Labor, White Wealth. Read that book. That book right there, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. I would say start there. There's a lot of books that you could read, really. Read Walter Rodney's How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Read that. Read Chancellor Williams' The Destruction of Black Civilization. Read, I can't remember the name of the author, the FBI's attack on Tupac Shakur and other black leaders. Read that. And that's another thing, family, and I'm going to end it with this. This is a good, I guess you could say, litmus test to know if these people are with you or not when you see them on TV. If you see them on TV, 9 times out of 10, they're not for you. Because if you really study the shit, you know that any black person that was really, really, working, towards the real empowerment of our people, which is completely against their agenda, they kill them. They get them out the way. COINTELPRO them, all that. Look up COINTELPRO if you don't already know about that. Look at that. And then ask yourself this question, right? If they was doing that in the 70s, after so-called civil rights, right? So if they was doing that in the 70s, ask yourself this question. If you had to bet your life, would you say that they're doing that now? What do you think? If they was doing it in the 70s, is it even logical, based on the history of this country, to even think that they're not still doing that now? Really? So when you see, these people got a brand spanking new show on MSNBC, and like Al Sharpton, you think that he would be allowed to even have that if what he was talking about was really going to help us for real? Family? We talking about voting. Vote for who? Just because they have a black face, does that mean that they're not agents of white supremacy, family? Which, when I say white supremacy, it's interesting because, and this is a whole nother video, interestingly enough, white people are, the average white person, is, think of it like a pyramid, right? So you got the top, and then as you go down in the hierarchy, they're on a higher level on the hierarchy than us, but they're definitely not at the top of the hierarchy. And that's for a whole nother time, what's really at the people that, are at the top of the hierarchy. And, that's a whole nother thing. But family, we just have to, what I see with us, we're very right brain. We're very, very right brain. We're very creative, very spiritual, very, you could say passionate. But when it comes to the left brain, the logical, analytical, scientific part, that's the part that we need to do some work as a collective. Not all of us, but a lot of us, we need to do some work there. You know what I mean? Because if you just analyze it and if you got the facts and you analyze it, you're going to look at voting the same way you're going to look at marching. It's not going to change anything, especially if we're not doing it in a logical way. But that's all, family. I already done hit damn near an hour, but this was, a big subject that we had to unpack. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Until next time, till next Sunday, y'all take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Peace. And yeah, peace.